It's nothing against him. You're not the person I rented the car to.
It's not sublease. I didn't pay
It is subleasing. I give the car to Sean. It's nothing against him. It's Sean we got. It's not y'all. Y'all straight. Y'all good. Let's say something happens. We don't know who that is. It's a ghost. That's between him and Sean. I know. I understand that. I understand where you're coming from, but that's between him and Sean.
Then he trying to twerk us back. Y'all finna make me pull up at my cousin's funeral. It's not starting. I'm on the phone with RJ. They're not gonna keep it for me.
You waiting on Sean? We're waiting on Sean. Chill out. We waiting.
Hold the car till 5.
All right.
I'm trying.
Okay.
I'm trying.
That's what I'm trying to do. Okay, we'll call you. You're not the person I rented the car to.
It's not sublease. I didn't pay
It is subleasing. I give the car to Sean. It's not.
Bro.
Hey, yo.
What you got going on, bro? What you doing?
Didn't you go to church today? What you prayed about? How can you go to church and you coming out here doing the devil's work like this?
Gotta take it.
You ain't got to.
She talking about she got to go to church and he's coming out here doing the devil's work. Did you pay your bills? Did you pay your responsibility? Or did you slight another child of God and not pay them what you agreed to pay? So you, in fact, will be doing the devil's work. You made an agreement with somebody to pay something at a specific time, and you made an arrangement, and then you didn't pay and ultimately work for what you took on. And you want to say because now you got repercussions behind that he's doing the devil's work. And not only that, usually when your stuff is getting repoed, it's not just 1 month that went by. It's usually you've been defaulted for multiple months. So you've just been making the choice to not pay for whatever that looks like. Even if you decide you're not going to work as hard as it takes to make sure that you can pay for all your stuff, that's a choice. It looks like LA Fitness or something right now, when you could be working to make sure that you can pay that money for the responsibility you decided to take on.
What you prayed about? How can you go to church and you coming out here doing the devil's work like this?
Gotta take it.
You ain't got to. What they got?
You gotta take it. Gotta take it, bro. Oh, you tripping, bro. You call the company. I already paid my note.
That's not true.
I gotta take the state, man. I already paid my note, bro.
And you probably allegedly lying, talking about you already paid your note. That's the devil's work. The devil's work, trying to hold other people. I tell you, man.
I gotta take my son's clothes and everything, man. What you doing,
Right.
bro? I'm saying you can get it back if you pay them, bro. I already paid. We can't work out no deal, man. I wish I could help you, my nigga. That's
Just
crazy,
please,
bro.
no.
I gotta take it, my nigga. I can't let you take my car, bro. I gotta take it, bro.
Hello? Hello?
Look. Hey, what you want, bro? I can't even let you do all that, bro.
Try to take it off. I'll try to take off the front phone.
Y'all know we out here. Be like that sometime, man.
Come on.
I got I got $50 over, man. Can't work out no type of deal.
I got.
You could, like I say, bro, you could just call the finance company, and you can just out. Come on,
take your
dog.
car out here in Beechwood.
Oh, no.
Oh, no. Can we get in?
Dog, come on, man. Trip. No, cuz.
Man, this dude, I don't know what's up with this dude. This dude must got a death wish or something. He doing a lot of things that's putting him in a lot of situations. And I'm not referring to the repo driver. You come in here keeping my door open of my truck, and then you trying to follow me around. I saw him put his hands on the dude too, when he was like, nah, don't come any closer. You ain't touching my truck. Man, you playing a real dangerous game. A lot of repo drivers are armed. So they go through these situations much more than you're probably involved in this situation. Now, I'm not saying that means that they're the biggest, baddest, rootin', tootin'est, toughest people in the world, but bro, you know you're wrong. You know you're really not on the side of righteousness here. So you're going to have to just try to solve the problem. But what's happening is happening. It didn't. It looked like before he got there, you didn't have too much urgency behind you. It looked like you was just slow motion through life, running errands, living good, knowing you ain't been paying your responsibilities, knowing you ain't been paying your bills. It looks like you got a lot of time on your hands. And you were still having this car. You could have still leveraged this car for as long as you could to be able to make sure you can come up with this money. But now you're going to still have to try to come up with some money. And now you don't even have a car to leverage to be able to work towards that means. Y'all, before we get into the next clip, if you could like the video, I greatly appreciate it. Only takes a second, and it actually helps out more than you know. And also, if you could hype the video, but definitely if you could like, because it's only a click. And if you're here anyway, might as well just click that like button.
Oh, how many repos? So, some of these repos. So, how many repos have you gone through?
Dude, I've had like 20 cars.
What?
The fuck?
I know. It's okay.
What are you doing?
Fucking
Who's approving you?
piece of shit credit places that just, hey, you got $800, take it. And then it breaks down 3 months later.
Do you currently have an auto loan for 26? Or is that also in collections?
No, that has to be in collection.
Dude, what are we doing?
Shut up. That was the Ford that we got when you moved out here.
No, but no.
So additional collections from Barbie, shit ton of repos,
like-
but they all stack up to 34,862 plus the previous 607. That's insane.
I like.
Oh, and you have another repo that.
Fellas, don't be letting your chick talk to you like that. She doing that in public on a public platform in front of another man, talking to him. She's talking about shut up, and he shut it up too, didn't he? What in the world is going on out here? Excuse me? She's like, shut up. He's like, word, bro. She just did that in front of another man, told you to shut up. And she knows this is going to be in front of millions of people. I tell you, man, y'all just be getting disrespected blatantly. And you don't see nothing wrong with that. And understand, I'm not telling you to put your hands on her or anything like that. But that's for you to demand your respect. And if you don't get the respect, then you just simply leave. And I'm talking about forever. You don't, listen, man, you got to stand for something. Otherwise, you're going to fall for all this craziness. Have your own lady telling you to just shut up in front of other people. You know this extends to other things. She probably say it in front of his mama. She probably say it in front of, if they out at a group dinner. She probably say it if they going to a wedding. They be in a circle conversation. She's just like, man, shut up. We're talking.
Hasn't hit your account.
It hasn't. But
Okay.
that was because I had to keep up the household when we lost all the lottery money.
Oh, here's the chime thing that
Yeah.
I already put down. Okay, and then here's chime checking. Is this yours? Do you both use chime?
Yeah, we both use Shine.
Whose is this? Some of these.
Hi guys, so come with me to get a new car with 0 down payment.
Her caption said, come with me to buy a new Benz.
So the first thing I did was apply for an auto loan with Navy Federal online, and I got approved for $50,000. So I went into a location that same day to pick up my check. The process was quick and fast. The lady just went over a few things with me. I had warranty and gap, and I signed some papers, and yeah, she gave me my check, and now I'm on the way to the dealership. So I got to the dealership, and now I'm about to buy my car. So I'm looking at a few stuff. They treated me to some nice tacos while I waited, signed some papers, got my license plate, and I got my car. Isn't she so beautiful? Look at that interior. She's so gorgeous. Hi guys, so come with me to...
Please. Cuz, no, cuz. Can you put it down? I got a catering gig I gotta do, cuz.
It looks like here he's repoing a G-Wagon.
I gotta cater, cuz. I swear to you, I gotta cater. I got to. Like, I need this truck to cater, cuz. And look, I had a payment. Look, wait. I have the payment. I have the payment. I have the payment. I swear to you. Look, just let me. Just let me, please. Please. Just let me, please. God, please.
Thought about that, bro. Your neighbor like looking crazy, bro. Your neighbor about to come outside, bro. Calm down, bro. Chill.
If you say this, they gonna talk about me.
But chill, bro. Calm down, bro. Your neighbor
gonna talk about me.
Listen, bro. You gonna
talk about me.
You trying to talk to yourself, bro. Your neighbor's gonna talk about you, bro.
They gonna talk about me. But look how you acting. See, now, ladies, if you got a man like this and you can tell him to shut up. You can tell this type of man to shut up. Because he don't got no type of dignity. So go ahead. Disrespect him all you want. I'm joking. But why you got a G-Wagon, man? Why you have a G-Wagon and then obviously you still can at any time start acting and begging like a peasant? Imagine you trying to live this luxurious lifestyle and have a G-Wagon and all this type of stuff. But then at the first sign of adversity, you go back to being a begging peasant on the ground, on your knees with another man. What type of world are we living in?
Please. No. Please,
Just read the
I
paper.
paid it.
But just read the paper.
I paid it. This ain't even me.
That is you,
Bro, I paid it. My name is spelled D-A-R-E.
And now you lying. This dude is dang near willing to do anything to keep this car. There's a lot of people like this. He'd probably let him put his balls on his forehead if he dropped that G-Wagon back down. And this is a lot of people, man. They're not standing on nothing. There's nothing within them. So these external things are their entire identity. He's talking about people going to talk about me if I don't have this car. I'm nothing without this car. Yeah, I guess if you haven't done the work on yourself to make sure that you actually are substantial within, then you probably won't be nothing without that car, which would then reveal a fabulous opportunity for you to actually start to fill up your internal glass and actually become something. And then that way, when you get the car again, you'll probably have a lot better character and you probably will take it serious and you'll make sure that you can actually pay it and fulfill your obligations. That should be what you're more ashamed of. It shouldn't be the fact that people are going to see you without your car and they're going to know it got repoed. And so that's going to be embarrassing to you. It should be the fact that you hadn't been honoring your obligation and your word. That should be what's actually haunting you internally. But it seems like you just been sleeping perfectly good. You've been going about your business just fine. Having this looming over your head that you ain't been honoring your word and you ain't been having no urgency to ultimately honor your word. So that's what you should more so be upset about. Not all these trivial things that you keep coming up with. So I think this would be a great opportunity. And if you actually do what you need to do to make sure that you actually get some substance about yourself, then what you'll probably find is that you don't even want that G-Wagon no more or ever again.
Well, this is D-A-R-R. You got the wrong truck. Look, the address.
I know, 'cause you put the wrong address, but you thought we were going to find you, bro. They said, all right.
Yo, can you talk to him, please? Talk to him. Please talk to him. Talk to him, please.
Man, please. You gotta get your stuff
I need
out.
it.
You gotta get your stuff out of here, man. No, hey, get your stuff out of here. Yeah, get
Please. Cuz, no, cuz. Can you put it?
The loan company said the G-Wagon was just put onto the tow truck before she had called.
The caption says 130K G-Wagon repo.
The loan company said the G-Wagon was just put onto the tow truck before she had called and reported her loan as being fraudulent. The victim is saying that she had never authorized this loan, that she never signed the paperwork, and there shouldn't be a balance that is on her credit report and needs to be removed immediately. I'm thinking, okay, maybe this is a form of identity theft. Somebody got a hold of your social security number and took out the loan. We've taken a look at the account, and baby, it's not adding up. The loan was already 5 months past due, and the victim is saying that they didn't make any payments.
Is she saying that it's not adding up? So this person got their G-Wagon repo, then it showed up on their credit. And so it's been affecting them on their credit. And so in an attempt to try to get it removed, what they're trying to say is that, oh, I never bought it. This is identity fraud. But what it sounds like this woman is saying is she's actually doing the background research. And from the facts that she's discovering, it's seeming like the person claiming that things are fraudulent is actually, indeed, possibly, allegedly, the fraudulent person to begin with. And that she's basically just lying to try to get it off of her credit. And that she did indeed purchase that G-Wagon and her identity was indeed not stolen.
It's not adding up. The loan was already 5 months past due, and the victim is saying that they didn't make any payments because they didn't know about the loan. Taking a look at the documentation, looks like the first 2 payments that came out of their personal checking account, and it's the same account that was used at the loan application. It was also the same account that was listed for the automatic payment. Also doing a VIN number check, it looks like the insurance for the vehicle is also under the same victim's name, as well as registered to the same address. There's multiple parking tickets that have been associated to this G-Wagon that was near the victim's home. It was going to get you every time there's
near the victim's home. Oh, this lady's doing that research. Sounds like the person who's acting like, oh, it's identity theft. I never had the G-Wagon. They trying to go get another G-Wagon and act like they ain't bought it.
pictures of you standing in front of the vehicle on your social media near the victim's home.
She said the stuff was beside the victim's home. And now she's about to say there was pictures of this person standing in front of the G-Wagon on her social media. This person really thought people were stupid and wasn't going to do the background to understand if you're just making this up or if you really did or you really were a victim of identity theft.
Parking tickets that have been associated to this G-Wagon that was near the victim's home. And what's going to get you every time there's pictures of you standing in front of the vehicle on your social media weeks and months before the vehicle got repossessed. Come to find out, this is not the first time that this was reported as being a fraudulent loan. Once the missed payments had started, there was also reports from the credit bureau stating that the loan was opened fraudulently. The victim is wanting the whole first year of the loan refunded back to them. Taking a look at the actual application and the loan documents, every signature matches all the documentation that the client has provided us, signature as well as photo ID. The lending company said that it looks like 2 weeks before we actively started the repossession process looking for the vehicle, the victim had called trying to see if they were able to set up a payment arrangement. They had said during that call they were able to verify the G-Wagon's color, the mileage, and the VIN number. So they're trying to figure out how is this now a fraudulent report because they went ahead and they verified the vehicle. Not because the vehicle's gone and trying to get a year of money. That's okay. I'm waiting for the DMV to get back to me. The loan company.
They done got a repo. Now they're trying to get a year of money back. So what it appears is that this is a scammer. This is a scammer. And it's like if you got to go through all these links and if you got to go to this extent, why don't you just, while you're doing all this for a G-Wagon that's still getting taken from you anyway, and now you're still trying to figure out a way that you can flip the situation to ultimately get a payout back for yourself by putting your reputation at risk as well as possibly even putting your freedom at risk. Because I don't think they're thinking about all the drawbacks that can come back on them for going through all these things to try to basically say that it was identity theft and they're a victim of something. And now you're wasting all these resources. And I would think you would have to make some type of police report as well if you truly wanted to get taken serious. So the web of fraud is becoming very deep and it's becoming very complex. And it's starting to have an opportunity to potentially put a permanent self-inflicted wound on you. So you might want to stop while you're ahead, allegedly, if that is what you're doing, which I believe that is what you are.
So I just got a call from a homegirl who said her car drove away from her. I said, what you mean your car drove away? Apparently.
The caption says, man, my friend's Tesla self-repoed itself because she didn't pay her car note. Tesla cars repo themselves back to the parking lot? Who knew? To the car lot? I didn't know that. If that's true, what happens if your garage? What happens if it's in your garage? Is it just going to drive through the garage? Obviously not. But that's pretty wild if that actually happens. What if you got your baby in there or something? Well, you shouldn't be leaving your baby in there. But I'm just saying, what if you put your baby in the car real quick, then you got to run back in the house for a second?
What you mean your car drove away? Apparently she drives a Tesla. She hasn't paid her bill. And Tesla has a self-repo. So she was at the nail shop getting her hair and her nails and her feet done. And when she looked out the nail shop window, her car was driving away. But she knew she didn't start her car. However, she did remember she didn't pay her damn car note. But how about they don't send tow trucks to pick up Teslas? The Tesla drives back to the damn place where you get it from. So her.
Hold on, I want to see these comments and see if that's true. Let me see. Not that the comments are going to be a very good indication if they're true, but I don't know if that's true. I don't even know if we should continue listening to this, because if that happens, that is wild. Yeah, I don't know. We got to do more digging before we just run with that.
So here's the story time of how I manifested the money to buy my Mercedes-Benz as my first car when I was 18, flat broke, didn't even have a license. Like, it made no sense for me to get this car. But here's how it happened. I'm a big believer.
And these are these self-inflicted wounds people put on themselves. So this dude was 18 and he was broke. And he decided to get a Mercedes-Benz while he was broke. So even if you start to get something going, it's still going to be being poured into this car. Even let's say you just got a lump sum of money that got manifested. Even if you bought the car and you bought it outright, that's still an opportunity cost. It still costed you in the opportunities that you could have been further along and that you could have actually purchased an asset as opposed to a depreciating asset. Excuse me. You could have purchased an appreciating asset as opposed to a depreciating asset. So let's hear his story. I'm curious.
Made no sense for me to get this car, but here's how it happened. I'm a big believer in speaking things into existence. I believe when I say something out loud, it is being heard and brought back to me. So I was saying my first car is going to be a Mercedes-Benz. Others were like, no, it's not. You're not getting it. It's not realistic. That's not a good first starter car, blah, 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 blah. But I'm like, no, I said it, so it's happening. And that's just the mentality I have. Here's how I picked the car. I was envisioning myself like being that guy. Like, I want to be that guy. I want to pull up in the Benz and be like, everybody hop in. You know, I want to have a bunch of friends with me. You know, I want to be driving around.
And here we go again. Another person, you remember the dude with the G-Wagon? You took that car, he was nothing. Another person with this misconception that a material thing is going to make them into something. You want to be that guy, and the way that you think you become that guy is by having a car, and then you even set out, and then I'm going to have all these friends. Sir, if your friends are with you because of your car, is those the type of friends you want? Can you even call them friends at that point? You want friends that disappear if your car disappears? That's the type of friend circle that you want. And ultimately, that's what you want your identity to be built upon, a car. Instead of actually building it upon some actual traits, some actual characteristics that have substance to it. And this is a lot of people. And this is why a lot of people will put self-inflicted wounds on themselves and ultimately sabotage their own future because they feel like these material things or these desires that they have is going to make or break them instead of actually doing the true path. And the true path is going to be the longer path. It's going to be the harder path, but it's going to be the right path. And it's going to be the path that's going to be able to sustain you moving forward and for the long term. And it'll be the path that ultimately guarantees your capability and your longevity. But instead, people are choosing these fickle paths, these short paths that ultimately don't have anything to truly be able to sustain them over time. And so they keep coming back to square one, and it's cyclical. And they ultimately are going in circles, jogging in place, but they never arrive. So if you want to truly arrive, then you're going to have to drop that. You're going to have to drop that philosophy, and you're going to have to actually build yourself the hard way, which is going to be built upon a foundation of internal things as opposed to external worldly things.
Like, everybody hop in, you know, I want to have a bunch of friends with me, you know, I want to be driving around. So I was like looking at cars and I found the GLE and I'm like, oh, I like this. Like, this is the car that I want. So I put this car on my vision board. I was visualizing it, journaling, scripting, like just meditating. But I know that might sound excessive, but it really wasn't. Like,
He was doing everything but actually just working to save for it. He was journaling, visualizing. He did everything but get a second job. Unless it's something different. But hey, even if you want it, the better path would be not to be manifesting it and then go into credit debt for it. It would be to actually just work for it and buy it the hard way. And then even then that would still be the longer path. And in you working, you'd have still gained a lot of those internal traits, those characteristic traits that would have made you a more capable man moving forward. And you would have gained a lot of permanent things, as well as you would have gained an experience to know certain things about yourself and what you're ultimately capable of, and built up your stress tolerance. And then you could have taken that and translated into other things. And this is why I mean, you're worried about a car building you. No, you need to be building you. It's not going to be an instant thing. Everybody wants things right now. They want things instantly. This is going to be a slow process. This is going to be a gradual process, but this is going to be a worthwhile process. But the longer you avoid it, you're really just setting yourself back, because it's not going anywhere. What you got to go through to get to where you want to be, which he said he wants to be that guy, the path's not going nowhere. You start going on that other path, you're still going to have to come right back and start at ground zero at that first right path, that hard path. So the quicker you can just go ahead and eat crow and get it out the way, the quicker you can just go ahead and get to where you're looking to get to.
I was doing it here and there whenever I felt inspired to do it. But I just figured out the car that I wanted. All right, so fast forward a couple of weeks later, my mom gives me this call and she's like, hey, I'm looking at your car right now. Like, I just found your car, your Mercedes Benz. You've been saying that you want it like as a first car. So I'm like, okay. And I didn't really take her seriously because I'm like, oh my gosh, she done found me some beat up.
I didn't want to say it. As soon as he said his car was about to make him that guy, my first thought was, do you have a father? Because it's like, the way he's talking, that's what I would expect a girl to be acting like, and talking about manifesting her Mercedes, and even at 18 wanting a Mercedes so bad. I see a lot of women, just like we actually watched a woman go buy her Mercedes in this video. I almost forgot. But now what's getting worse is it's getting further enabled by his mom. See, a father would have been like, nah, you don't get no Mercedes. You get your old hoopty. If you want a Mercedes, you work for it. And don't go into debt for it. But he's got his mom here about to make him make a horrible financial decision for his future. Then he get a repo on it, potentially. And now he's going to be still on the hook for this car. And he's not going to have the car. And he's going to already be starting off his life with something bad on his record and on his credit.
And I didn't really take her seriously because I'm like, oh my gosh, she done
said he
found me
was
some
broke.
beat up 1990 something, car. Like, I was like, okay. But she's like, no, Rick, like, I want you to come see it and tell me if you like it. So we go to the dealership and I'm like, wait a minute, this is the car on my vision board. Like, this is my car. And I sit in the like driver's seat and I'm feeling the steering wheel. I'm just looking around and I'm like, it has all my features. It has the sunroof. It has the backup camera. It has the heated seats, like everything that I wanted. So I'm like, yeah, this is my car. Like, I'm taking this home. And that's just how I felt about it. And so I'm like, Mom, this is like, I love this car, but how are
This dude talking about he want the heated seats. See, he's going to miss out on everything. He's going to make some real bad decisions. He going to get out here dating. And even he was talking about his friends and all this. Even the women he's going to attract is going to be the wrong type of women, all because he's trying to take the shorter path and do everything wrong. Let me tell you something, man. It's nothing better than there actually be a woman who's still interested in you, even though you pull up beside her and you say, excuse me. She's like, what was that? And then you pull up beside you like, yeah, my name is XYZ. Listen, man, it ain't real if you can't manually roll down the window and get a chick's number. and she still be interested in get to know you. You want to do it. See, you want to live life on easy mode. See, but once she actually gets around you and gets to know you and gets in your space and understands how you living, you're not gonna be able to retain her anyway because you ain't gonna have nothing to offer her. You ain't gonna have nothing to teach her. She's gonna come into your environment. It's gonna be chaotic like hers. There's not gonna be no order, and it ain't gonna last anyway. See, if you actually get the internal things to get the car or whatever, she'll still even be interested. She'll be more interested after she actually gets to know who you actually are and how you actually live.
And so I'm like, Mom, this is like, I love this car, but how are we going to get the money to get this? Because I didn't have the money. She didn't have the money. Like, she didn't buy it for me. So I'm like, how is this going to happen? And she tells me, I don't know, but it's going to work out because they just brought the car down. Like, they took $4,000 off the car. And
he said, Mom, how are we going to get the money for this? His mom just told him, I don't know it, but it's going to work out. What do you think his father would have told him? Shoot, you better work out. You better work it out. You better work, ultimately, if you want this car. If you want it so bad, then go work and get it. I know exactly how you can get this car, but you're not going to like it. Maybe you will like it because I raised you. And see, if you get raised right, then you might even like hard work. So it might excite you. It might entice you. But see, he don't look like it. Listen to what he said when he was talking about the car. It has the heated seats, just like I like. This brother likes comfort. This brother likes to be pampered and all this type of stuff. He don't like to get his hands dirty. He likes to have his butt hot. So, I mean, you got a long way to go. Because you're going to have to undo a lot of this stuff that's been put in you, raised in you, nurtured in you.
Brought the car down. Like, they took $4,000 off the car. And she was like, I told them it's your first car and they, wanted to support it. So I'm just feeling all hype. I immediately let go of how I'm going to get this car. And I'm just like, you know what? It's already meant for me. So I'm just going to let it happen. So this is where the money comes in. Turns out, I didn't even know this, but I was a beneficiary of a trust. I did not grow up a trust fund baby. I did not know that I was in a trust until I was getting this car. But if you're like, okay, well, how the heck did you find out you were in a trust? Rewind a couple months before, I was taking care of this person with stage 4 cancer. Turns out they were a millionaire and
this fool was in a trust. Let me tell you something, man. This is going to be horrible for him. He's going to be like them dudes that get rich off crypto and then still lose all the money. So this dude done put you in a trust. You're a black man. It ain't very many black men that get trust funds or that can look forward to trust funds. This man done put you in a trust and you're about to blow his money on stupid things while you're broke. So instead of taking the money, you said you were broke at the beginning. I didn't forget that. So you were broke. And instead of saving that money and maybe finding ways to invest that money and actually not blow that money, you went and spent the money on a car that you still are broke, so you still wouldn't be able to maintain.
were like in real estate, had a bunch of properties, and we were like basically being a mentor to me. And when they passed away, they left me as a beneficiary. So then I find that out.
How much money?
And I'm like, okay, this is how I can get the car. So I call my trustee. I'm like, hey, I just found this car and I want to know if I could use some of the money in my trust to get it. And they're like, yeah, absolutely. So we go to the bank, we write a check. I cash this check from my trust and go back to the dealership and I buy the car in cash. So yeah, that's the story time of how I got it. And for those who are wondering, like, what happened to the car, I ended up giving it to my mom, and I just got my Porsche Macan. And I see myself having a car collection. Like, I always want to be elevating and getting to the next level. But stay tuned because I'm about to be dropping some sauce on manifestation, helping people unblock.
And so look at this. So instead of his mom being an asset as well and helping him to manage that trust effectively, she done used it in her benefit and he done gave her the car. See, are you thinking about your child's future? See, a father would have been like, no, 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 no. You're not about to blow through your trust money. And a father would have set him up to make sure that it was being optimized and it was being used in a way that ultimately honors it, not just blows it. So he done blew the money on the Benz, gave it to his mom, then he got a Porsche. You see what I mean? You see what this was a real opportunity here at the age of 18, where he could have still kept living his life and gaining character and working up to where he needs to work to. He could have put that money, taken it from the trust, put it into an investment. And by the time he got to be 35, 40, it could have been excess of tens of millions of dollars. But instead, what he's going to do is he's probably going to blow it short term and then still end back up at ground zero, having to try to figure things out. But now he's going to have an even worse worldview because he had a Porsche and a Mercedes at 18. So even if he is able to get stable on his feet, he's not going to be happy with a Toyota. His life is just, everything's going wrong, in my opinion, because he's starting off wrong. He's starting off from the outside instead of from the inside. And so that has a very high probability and potential to end up with a horrible outcome. And he has somebody who's enabling it, who's actually supposed to be guiding and helping to steer him correctly, because he's just now getting out into the world. And so he doesn't necessarily know what goes on. You can't really fault him too much. What kid wouldn't want to just take a bunch of money and blow it and live like they're, a celebrity sensation and like they're rich to show off to their friends? But that's where, as a parent, you're supposed to guide them, not enable and reinforce everything that's wrong for them. This is wild. Y'all, we're going to leave it there for today. If you could like the video, I greatly appreciate it. It only takes a second and it actually helps out more than you know. And also, if you could hype the video. Hype is a new feature that YouTube offers where it helps smaller content creators like myself. And basically, when you hype, it actually pushes us to the extent that it pushes the larger content creators. So you just press the hype button and it shows the points. And since I am a smaller creator, a smaller channel, we actually get more points per hype. And hype was designed for smaller channels, so that's why. But if you come across a video and you don't see the hype button, then it's probably been over 7 days. And hype usually vanishes after 7 days. So for that reason, it's usually best practice to just go ahead and hype while the iron is hot on a newer video, if that's what you want to do. And then also, if you want to become a member of the channel, join button's right there. And what becoming a member of the DXU family will come with is you would get badges next to your comments where it will show that you are a member whenever you leave a comment, as well as you would get early access to content. And you would also get exclusive content that everyone else on YouTube isn't able to view. So again, if you want to become a member, join button's on the video. But until then, I'll see you in the next video.